Hello everyone, welcome to another video from Your Tech Today. So today I'll be doing the in-depth camera review of the Qiku Q Terra, which is a new smartphone launched by the company Qiku, which is a subsidiary of Coolpad India. So this is the phone. So let's go over the hardware specifications of the cameras. So front you have a 8 megapixel camera, which has a pixel size of 1.4 micrometers. So that is a very good thing, because as the pixel size are larger, they collect more light. So I can give you an example. Suppose it's raining over here and you have a small piece of land and a bigger piece of land. So the land denotes the pixel size. So as it rains, more droplets will fall on the bigger piece of land rather than the smaller piece of land. So it's sort of like that kind of a logic, that using bigger pixels will collect more light, so pictures will come out better in low light. So it's an 8 megapixel camera, but the problem is it is a f2.4 aperture. I think they could have given an f2.2 at least, but nonetheless it's okay. On the back you have two cameras, which is the highlight of the phone. There's a dual 13 megapixel cameras with an aperture of f1.8. Both of them are at f1.8, so that makes it good in the low light. And on top of that, the camera on the top, I think, is the Sony IMX278 sensor, which is a very good sensor made by Sony for cell phones. And the below one is a Sony IMX214 sensor, which only takes photos in black and white, and I believe it helps in HDR mode also. So that is the thing. Another use of these dual cameras is that, as I will show you, it lets you do selective focus. There is a mode in the software which lets you focus later after taking the photo. So that is the hardware, and let's go into the software. Before that, there is a mic next to it for video recording, audio recording in the videos, which is a pretty good mic. So let's unlock the phone. So first I'll show you where the settings are for the camera. There are two places where you can do these settings. So in the settings menu, you go down, and there's the camera button. So you can select the storage path. You can either store it in external or internal memory. You can select the photo quality, shutter sound, geolocation. So this camera screen brightness, if you switch it on and put it on highlight, it makes the screen even more brighter when you're shooting outdoors. Next is it will put grid lines, the rule of third you can follow, and touch the screen to take photos. You can switch it on, I keep it off. Now let's go to the camera app. So because it has these dual cameras, you need the software built into the phone only, which can combine the photos from both the cameras. So this is the app. Let's go over how to use the app. So on the left hand side, when you click this button, you come to this sort of a menu, and these are some of the modes that you can shoot in. Long exposure lets you just select the shutter time, which you can select here. You can increase it to 1 second up to 32 seconds, as you can see. So this is to take long exposure photos, which is getting clicked because I'm touching the fingerprint sensor. So then next is the panorama mode. You can take nice 360 degree panoramas, the GIF mode, and you can make small GIFs if you want. And audio images, it clicks the image and then you can record an audio for some time. And refocus, as I told you, this is the mode where you click a photo. Let me show it to you. Just click over here. Okay, let's take a look at the photo. So you can tap here, it will focus here. Tap there, it will focus over there. So any part of the image you can put a focus on. So that's refocus. So So then you have the settings menu. Again, you can select the same things. Facial, but this menu has some more settings, which are facial recognition, volume key function, and you can see other settings. Timer picture, you can switch on the timer. You can even select the face information which the phone detects your age and all in the front facing camera. You can do that also. And it has an automatic mode where it can scan QR codes also. Let's continue. So this is where the menu is. So here by default it is at the photo mode. So you can just focus, take a photo. You can also configure the fingerprint sensor to take a photo, both for the front and the rear facing camera. Then below is the video mode. So in video mode, this is where you select the quality of the video. 1080p, 720p and 4K. You cannot select the frame rates, and you can switch on the flash over here. So this is the button you can use to switch the cameras. Either in video mode or in photo mode. So the next mode is night mode. So if there is a low light situation, you can switch to this mode and you can take a picture. And you have to hold the phone steady when you're taking pictures in this mode. So next is the SLR mode. So what this does is it gives a nice bokeh effect when you take a close-up of a person or an object. So that I will show you in the sample photos how it works and what difference does it make. So basically the background of the subject will be a little more blurrier, like in DSLR pictures that we see. So going up from the standard mode of photo, there is a beauty mode. It adds some facial softness and all that, and it detects your age and all that. I find it a little gimmicky. So now this is the main mode, and this is the best thing about this camera. That is the Pro mode. So in this Pro mode, they give you full control over how you want to use the camera. So you have the white balance, you can change the white balance. Your ISO, it goes as low as 100 ISO, and then you can go up. Then you have exposure, you can increase or decrease the exposure. You have shutter time, so 1/1000th of a second, the lowest is the auto, and 1/1000th, and it goes up to 32 seconds. Then is the focusing, so you can change the focus also. So you can focus at a nearby object or go a little further. This is the saturation. It's not displaying here properly. It used to display, I don't know why right now it's not doing it. You can change the contrast, and you can change how the exposure is measured. So at a spot, if you want, it will be on the spot, it will be center and little around it, and the total is evaluator, which is all the things in the frame. It will evaluate and then adjust the exposure. So this was the Pro mode. On the right topmost area, if you press this button, you get these filter effects, and they show live what the filters would look like. So there are some basic filters which look really nice, and you can select the filter from over here. Now suppose if we click a photo and we open it up, so there is an edit option over here. So if you press that, you can edit your pics immediately. Some basic, again you can apply those filters which I showed you before, and there are some more added filters also. And then you can crop the photo, rotate it, mirror it, mosaic it, these effects are there. Then you can scribble on it, write something, frame it, and adjust it for exposure, contrast, and all those things. So that's also a nice thing. And you can compare it to the original. Suppose if we change the hue and you press the original button, it will show the original. And you can save it also. Now let's look at some of the samples. So let's go through some of the sample pictures that I've taken. So this is on my terrace in complete darkness of the city view. So the quality is not that great. Pictures are grainy. There's a lot of the details are not that good. And I personally expected a little better, but it was okay as it was completely dark. So you can't really expect much from a cell phone camera, in at least when there is low light situations. This is with the flash. Then this is looking down on the street. Then this is with the flash of a DTH. And with the flash, the quality improves quite a lot, I would say. There is sharpness, but only when light is there, whether it is flash or whether it is natural. Now this is a picture which is something other camera phones cannot take. This is at 32 seconds exposure. Mounted the phone on a tripod and just put it on 100 ISO and just shot, open the shutter, let it shoot for 32 seconds, and this is the result. Absolutely beautiful, hardly any noise, there is sharpness, 32-second exposure, there is natural movement of the tripod and leaves and everything, so you will not get that much of sharpness, but still a very good thing. This is previously just possible in other high-end cameras or DSLRs. This is at 8 seconds exposure. This is at 16 seconds, so you have to play around a bit with the exposure, how much exposure you want, how bright you want your images. So for me, 8 seconds was a good exposure time. You can see the city lights in the sky and street lights and buildings are lit up quite well. And this is a very dark situation. Probably even my eyes couldn't see this well. This is a selfie of me in darkness, hardly anything. Again. So these are video samples which I'll be playing in a second. Now this is in the daytime. Full 13 megapixel 4x3, it takes photos in 4x3 and they are really good. The lens, the sensor is very sharp. These buildings are so far away, but still it's absolutely sharp, the photo. You can see here all the details on the buildings. You can find people and clothes hanging here and there. There's a man standing there. So very good quality, I would say. Another shot of the same thing. This is the panorama mode. I don't know, the orientation didn't come really correctly, but in the phone it didn't come. I cannot show you clearly, but I will just put the full image, and it has stitched it really well. Good feature. This is the GIF mode which I had told you. This is how it plays it. That's also good. This is my terrace. This is audio picture. Again, the picture is absolutely clear, but there is an audio message also attached to it. This is my terrace. This is a close-up of, so I had actually focused on this pillar and this was in front of it. The pillar is absolutely sharp in focus, so I was testing whether you can tap to focus accurately or not. In the daytime, the same shot, you can see the absolute clarity and sharpness of this camera. Now this is a zoom test where I've zoomed in into the trees and you can see it's so clear. Sorry, this is the full image and it's perfectly clear. Each and every leaf you can see. And this is the zoom test. So I have digitally zoomed into the frame, then I've clicked a picture. So I believe it's almost as same as, just zooming into your, putting the photos in your phone or computer and just zooming in. So digital zoom doesn't really do much. So this is anyways just for testing I had shown you. Again at the building I had zoomed. The same frame which we saw previously. These are videos. This is a selfie camera test. Again, absolutely correct. Sharp. The front camera also. You can see. Bokeh is not that much as it's f2.4. Well, it's okay. Really good front camera also. Now this is the SLR mode which I wanted to show you. So this is a pic just normally of the glass, and next is the SLR. So you can see the background is a little more blurrier. If you compare, that person sitting there is much more sharper in this picture. And in this, he's much more blurrier. This is a close-up test. This camera can really focus very close by objects. That's a very good thing. You can see. A little far away, this much. And then in the Pro mode, you can actually control the focus even more and focus even more closer objects. This is in the night time with flash. Good enough photos. Little bit of noise is there, and this is without flash. Hardly you can see anything. Flash has a nice even exposure and coverage of the frame. That's something I like. There's no bright spots or something like that. This is of the street. In the night time, this camera is absolutely bad because it really cannot do anything. There's no details. Very less details compared to the daytime. See, hardly anything. So much of noise is there. But this again, I took it in the Pro mode, and you can get these cool streaks of light when the vehicles are passing by. This I took from a flyover, and you can see. I think I put 32 seconds or 16 seconds of exposure and let the vehicles go. So this is not possible. You can do a much better job. You can mount it on a tripod and get very good results. But this was just to show you guys that what is actually possible with this camera. So this is in normal auto mode. Nothing can be seen. This is at probably 1 second exposure. Again, I was testing at different levels. These are the pics that we just took. We'll have a look at these also, why not? So look at that. You can see each and every detail. Dust particles also you can see on the object. The f1.8 makes a lot of difference in the depth of field and that effect, which looks really good in photos. So now I will play all the video samples that I have taken, and you can have a look at how it sounds. But before that, I would like to tell you what is the problem with the video. The problem is that when you shoot at night and you select 4K or full HD, it doesn't let you select frame rate first of all, and secondly it drops down the frame rate to about 12 frames a second, 14 frames a second. It decides by itself, and the frame rate drops because there is such a less amount of light. The camera tries to compensate it by reducing the frame rates, so you get a very choppy and grainy video at night, especially on the terrace, which you will see in a minute. And secondly, the audio which is recorded in the video sample, it's only recorded at about 95 kbps. It is at 48 kilohertz, but the bitrate is so low. At least it should have been 128 kbps, but 95 is, I feel, very low. Clarity is good. I would say the mics are good, but I feel the bitrate should have been higher. So these are the two problems with the video. In the daytime, the video is recorded at 30 frames in full HD and 24 frames at 4K. But in the night time, the frame rate drops drastically, and they don't tell you about it in the the specifications also. So have a look at the video samples. So I'm recording this video, which is in 4K with the Qiku Terra, and this is the performance it gives in the night time. Right now it is mounted on a tripod. Now I'm recording it handheld. I'm on my terrace. As you can see, the nighttime performance is not that good, I would say, but it's okay for a phone, I think. So this is at 4K. This is at full HD. Now I'll just switch on the flash and then we'll see. So this is the video quality with the flash at full HD. You can see the flash reaches quite a lot, but still the video is quite grainy. This is my tripod. Now 4K with flash. Seems to be focusing. Okay. Autofocus doesn't seem to be working very well. We'll check it in the daytime also. So this is the video through the front-facing camera in the night time. So you can barely see me, I think. And the audio also is through the phone itself. So this is a 4K sample on a beautiful Sunday afternoon on my terrace. So I'm going to pan around a bit and I'm going to walk. So I'm holding the phone with one hand so you can see what the shake is like. The audio is also through the built-in microphones, and we'll check whether it focuses. So now I'm tapping to focus, it is focusing. So autofocus doesn't seem to be working. Now this is in full HD. Again, the autofocus isn't working. I have to tap the phone and then only it autofocus. Again, I'm going to walk pan, and come back. So this is a video sample from the front facing 8 megapixel camera. It's a very sunny day, so you can make out how now I'm facing the sun and how the camera is adjusting the exposure. I am on my terrace right now, and probably I can give you a look around. It will only go up to 1080p from the front facing camera. It does not go to 4K. Let's do a zoom test in 4K video. Handheld. So these are sort of the twin towers in Hebbal, Bangalore. Lot of construction. It's becoming a concrete jungle. That is Manyata Tech Park. Buildings everywhere. Ironically, I'm also on a building. So this is the zoom. Let's zoom out. This is original without the zoom. We're doing a sunlight legibility test for the Qiku Terra. The screen is at maximum brightness. I am in really bright sunlight. Now I'm in a bit of a shade, so the screen is better visible, but even in bright sunlight I was able to see the screen. It's really windy today. So now concluding this camera review, I would say while using the camera the phone does heat up quite a lot. It uses a lot of processing power. What I would say about the camera is it's a very good camera for the daytime, good light photos. It is very sharp. There are no problems with the sensors or the lenses. Nighttime they lag a lot, the front and the back. So nighttime, if you're going to take a lot of photos, take it with flash. Otherwise your pictures are going to be very grainy and they won't have any detail. That is my 2 cents on the camera of this phone. Overall, I would say it's a very good camera. I would give it about 7 out of 10, maybe 7.5. So good camera, because now in this price range other phones also either have a similar performance or a lower performance. So in this price range I feel this camera of this phone is quite good and you can easily go for it. If you will get beautiful pictures in the daytime and the colors are going to be absolutely accurate, and plus the pro mode is the biggest thing. If you're interested in photography and you don't have a professional camera, you just have a point and shoot, I would say if you buy this phone you can actually test out the pro mode and test your skills with it. It has the grid lines and everything. You can use the rule of the thirds and also try different things, long exposures. All you need is an adapter like this and mount it onto a tripod and shoot away whatever you like. It has a very good macro mode. It can focus very close by, so that is also a good thing. So if you have good light, this camera is going to give you very good results. So for me it is a definite buy for the camera. So let me know your questions in the comment section below. If if you have any doubts about this camera and the performance or anything else related to this. And I will make more videos about this phone and clear all your doubts about it. So thanks for watching, and please subscribe to the channel, share the video, and I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.